moving on to the next story. What do we have?
So next story, we'll still be talking about the Nyesom daycare issue.
Oh yes, we're back to another trending issues for days. Okay.
Yeah, the trending issues. So the Minister of Defense has finally spoken on the clash between the officer and the minister, Nyesom DK. So he said, the minister, Mohammed Badaru Abubakar, has said that no officer or soldier on lawful duty will be punished as a result of the altercation that ensued between naval officers and the minister of the FCT Nyesom DK in Abuja on Tuesday. So let's watch the video, then we'll come back to the studio to analyze the story. Stay with us. You're still watching the buzz. So the Minister of Defense said that there was nothing whatsoever going to happen to the officer because he was on duty when the altercation between him and Nyesom DK happened. So what's your take on this?
No, let's all get the story clear. He was very, in quote, political about his statement. He was not referring specifically to that incident. He just said that any army officer on lawful duty will be defended, will be protected by the government.
Yeah.
He was not talking about specifically about that issue. He didn't say that guy will be protected. He only said any officer, military officer, who is lawfully in his duty post, the government will protect, which is, I agree with that. So he didn't mention that guy specifically. I'm not saying that the guy is unlawful or lawful. I'm saying that the Minister of Defense statement was trying to be
strategic.
Exactly, very political. He didn't make exact reference to that issue that happened. He only said it like a blanket statement.
Yeah, but I think that statement was coming based on a reaction to that video, because a lot of people were saying a lot of things back and forth. And it's like, see, if this guy was not given an order to be there, obviously there's no protection from the federal government. But if it was put there, under is because the last command is what they hear. If there was a last command that this is what you do, then definitely the federal government.
Now you are explaining that. I'm explaining that. I'm saying that the Minister of Defense was very, very careful with his statements, saying that any military officer who is doing his lawful duty will be protected by the government. So let's now go back to the issue that happened. I mean, do you want us to talk about that, the issue that happened between...
Of course, it's the issue that happened. You're reacting to. That's why we're bringing it up.
I know this issue is a bit... people are, is out there. People have said different things about it, but I will try and break the story down and not be sentimental about it, to the best of my knowledge. Let's start with the fact that should Minister Wike have been there? Question one. Should a military officer be guarding a construction site? Question number two. If Wike is there, should the military officer have backed down and allow Wike access to that place? Question number three. Now, let's start with this. See, look, we must be careful as a nation. And I'm afraid, sincerely, this again has raised my concern further. I'm afraid that if we are not careful, we are going to fall into a state of anarchy. A state where we only do what we think is right, not what the law says. We are no longer concerned again as a people about what the law says. We're not talking about what we feel is right. For example, do you know that, let me give an example here. If you are my enemy, if I don't like you because maybe you're being an oppressor to me. I don't like you at all. And you did something bad to her. Do you know that where we are now, that I don't care if what you do to her was bad or is bad. I'm in line with you. That means the enemy of my enemy is not my friend. Now listen, many people, a lot of people have gone to support the soldier. I'm not against him. I'm only saying that we should be careful. We should be careful here because so we don't send a signal out that says that the military can get involved in civil matters. Look, you don't know how bad it is until the day you have a problem with your neighbor and she calls his boyfriend, who is an army officer, and comes to get you arrested in the house and locks you up in the guard room, beats you up, and nothing will happen because he's a military officer. We must be careful to know that everybody has got his limitation according to the law. So let's start with FC Minister, in his own power, revoked a license, which is within, if he had followed due process, within his power to do. Should he have been there? I don't think so. But because of the same anyhowness, in quotes, of the way our leaders behave, if you listen to him, he said before he got there, he had put a call through to the CDS, you had no business being there. You have access to the boss of the guy. But because he's a bully, I can say that anywhere. We have seen in his actions over time that he enjoys it. He feels good when he uses the power of his office, the power of the media to bully people in the use of his language, which again he had reinstated through the way he was speaking to that guy that day. Now, he shouldn't have gone there. He had just sat in his office, put a phone call through and said, please, so persons are so persons, tell the person to stand down. You have access to his boss. You didn't have a business going there. Like me, I want to come and see the MD of Galaxy TV. And I get to the gate. The gate man said, I cannot enter. And I start fighting with the gate man. When I can simply pick my phone and call the MD. MD, I'm at the gate. The MD will call the gate man to stand down. And I get it. What he has done yesterday is that yesterday or 2 days ago,
2 days ago,
he has ridiculed that office. And we must be careful. Because now he has sent out 2 messages to young people out there. Number one, the army can get a minister to back down. That's what he has said now, that an officer has got the right to back down. So if he can do that to FCT minister, then what am I saying? If a soldier accosts me on the road, I dare not look into his face like that. Because if he can do that, that's what he has told us. He could have just stayed in the office. That's one. Number two, you couldn't have gone there. Now you got there. This guy said, sir, no. Have you seen what happened between the same scenario that happened between the governor of Lagos State and the police?
Yes, at the security.
What did he do? When they got there, he spoke to that guy. The guy said, okay, you cannot tell us to back down. And so he said, okay, I will speak to your boss. And they told him, he shouldn't have been there. Like we have, I think we should agree that he could have gotten that thing resolved in his office. But because he liked, because he didn't just go there alone. The media team followed him. That means he must have, if I can try to read his mind, like, let's go there, go and make a show. Let's go and tell them let me go and show them I'm the FC. You don't do that. There's civility. You don't come down to in the mods like and be fighting with it. You don't do that. Then maybe not got there. You are now calling a human being a fool. These are things that happen. Do you know who I am? Do you know who I am? Mentality. It's everywhere. It's everywhere.
True.
Any small issue, do you know who I am? It's so bad. That's why you see young people out there too. They are doing everything to boost their do you know who I am identity. No, it's true.
I know.
Every young person out there that wants to use what he has to
do you know
boost
who I am?
Because somebody said, if you have money and you don't have power, you still a waste. So your phone, you say, I'm pick up your phone and say, and call the call and you just go. Why do you call a fellow human being a fool? on TV, FCT minister. So maybe he doesn't know that he's a role model. He's supposed to be like what we will see, and we want to pattern our life after and say, if this man can do it, let me. Now, how do I use him as a reference point? If I'm teaching younger ones, say, okay, I want to behave like the FCT minister. Can I say that? When he's on TV telling a fellow human being, you are a fool. When I left university, you are still. Why? How does that impact on the issue on ground? Civility. We must learn to be civil. Now, on the let's flip it to the other side. Because I said, I'm not here to apportion blame. We're here to just break down. Why, in the first instance, should we have a military officer guarding a construction site? Civil matter. Civil matter. The military has no business involved in civil matter. Even the police has no business involved in civil matter. The issue of land is the court that settles it. But that also goes back to the basis. Do we have a government? Do we have leaders that obey law, court judgments? Do we have them? So if I say, okay, don't worry, I'll take it to court. Do I know how long that will take?
Take it for the
Do I know if judgment goes against the government, if they will obey it? So, but let's use what the law says. The military officers should not have business guarding that. That's not a barrack. It's a construction site. The worst you should have there is a police officer. The worst that you should have there, not the army. We should not reduce the army to things like this. We have seen where army officers are carrying carrier bag for their bosses. We should not allow that to happen. That uniform should be respected. They should know that they don't have a right to get involved in civil matter. The guy said one statement, and I'm sure nobody's speaking that statement up. The guy said, how can I be speaking and a policeman will be talking? Do you know that statement?
Of course, the statement was made there.
What does that mean? He feels superior to a police officer. No, that's not true. In civil matters, the military is not superior to the police. The police are the one empowered to enforce the law on civil issues. But he said, I'm talking, a policeman too is talking.
But actually, yes, maybe because it's a civil thing. But even if there is an issue, naturally, even they are not trying to settle a matter. Actually, they are just there because the minister is there.
No, I'm saying that statement
that statement is
it's showing that it's proving to the policeman that is superior to him.
Of course,
he's not. Because they're not on the same line at all.
I know, but
he's a military officer. Even in that case involved, in that case, that issue of land dispute involved, the police has more say than
no, we're not. He is not even speaking as regards the land. For what he's saying is like, when I'm even speaking, you shouldn't even be talking.
Why should you say that?
No, come on. When it comes to ranking an officer,
what's the ranking? The police and the military are two parallel lines now. So are you saying that the IGP is inferior to general?
He is saying.
No, I'm asking you.
No, you don't need to ask me. I am telling you what he said, and by the time people made it, like, bring it by the books.
Okay.
Actually, it's not like you can't actually talk, but for a 3-star officer, looking at his own position, he shouldn't even be talking when he's talking. Based on, even if we are in a gathering, when I am talking, you shouldn't even be talking. That's what he's trying to say. If he probably wants to talk, it's probably to his seniors, not to that particular person. So it's more like
if he had said, is like, look, if you have mentioned a lieutenant is talking and a corporal is talking, then I would have understood. He said,
okay,
I am talking, and a police. He didn't mention the level of that policeman. A police officer too. He's talking. That's why we see that a policeman will arrest a soldier riding bike on one way, and soldiers in the barrack will come and beat over that policeman in that station because they feel that they are superior to the police. Look, I'm not talking based on sentiments here. I'm talking based on, we should be careful that we don't go into the level of anarchy where people feel that they are not subjected to the law of the land. Governor, he's going to rubbish his office. Like I said, the beginning point is that he should not even have been there in the first instance. You should have, that issue was between him and the boss of the person. But he went down that sloppy road with him. But we must say what needs to be said is that the army too should not be there. We should trust the police force to do the right thing. We should trust the courts to adjudicate issues like this, and everybody sticks to what the law says.
I'm sorry, I want to clarify this, so I had to go through the constitution and the law and everything. So it says that a naval officer, Nigerian naval officer, is generally higher in rank and authority than a police officer, as the military services operates under a different and a higher hierarchy than the police force. Now, a naval officer's rank is comparable to other military branches, not a police force.
No, it's saying the same thing. In what context is that?
No, it's not about context. That's what I'm saying. We're not looking at context now.
You can't speak
If it's
context.
about the land, if it's about the land, that's what I'm saying. But if it's about the land, that's what I said. If it's about the land, fine. Even a naval officer should not even really be on land. They are more of the water and all of that.
No, don't get me.
I'm driving somewhere.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. I'm driving somewhere.
Okay.
They shouldn't even be protecting the land. Let's be honest. They have what they do and what they protect. But I'm just saying generally, if I want to put a statement generally, a police officer should not even be talking when a naval officer is talking. That's what I'm saying generally.
No,
if there has to be any I
still don't agree with that statement. You can't throw a blanket statement out.
It's
like
not a
that.
blanket statement. I just read something from
if there are, because the option is different. For example, you can't tell me that I'm just looking at how can I compare? Let's say we have doctors, I'm looking for different branches of medicine. I mean, let's say a surgeon saying that where he's talking, a pharmacist cannot talk. You get, they have their different lines of, they are both security forces, but they have the different lines. If we are in war, or yes, the army have their civil. When it comes to civil matter, civil cases within the society, a policeman can arrest a soldier. Is that? Yes, now. If a soldier is wrong against the law.
Both of you are actually saying the same thing. Everybody has their own jurisdiction.
What I'm saying
but don't get it wrong. What you're saying is actually very correct.
What you're saying is
generally is correct. But
no.
The soldier said he took it personal. He said himself, not the office. He was talking based on himself individually, not the office.
Not even himself.
I think that's what TK is talking about.
Not himself. I'm not looking at himself.
Okay, so I'm
not even looking at a dispute. I'm not looking at civil. I'm not looking at anything. I'm looking at the force. When it comes to security force, when it comes to hierarchy, when it comes to ranking, you cannot compare a naval officer or a military with a police force.
There's no basis of comparison.
That's the only point I'm bringing out.
He compared. Now the guy compared. He said, "I am talking." And a police officer is talking. He has compared. He has compared. I said there's no. If you are comparing the Navy with the Air Force, yes, you can compare. When it comes to the police force and the military, you can't compare because their duties are spelled out and they are different. But he now saying to the guy, saying that where I am speaking, a police should not speak. I think that statement needs to be.
I think we need to really just go back to our books because what I'm saying is actually by the book. What we're saying is way away from what I know. And by the book, rankings, we can't even compare a naval and army with a police officer. The training is different. Everything.
Exactly. So there's no point for comparison. That statement is still wrong.
Yeah, it's wrong, but he's just trying to tell you that.
No, that's wrong. You can't compare. So you shouldn't say he's superior. You shouldn't suggest.
But he's superior to him. That's the point.
How you're still comparing? We just agree that you can't compare the military.
No, the reason why I say you can't compare is they are not even. Like they are not. It's just like I'm so sorry. Look, see, they can. No, it's like saying, see, by the book, you can compare an army with a naval officer. Like, you can put them together.
I agree.
Yeah. But you can't even put a superintendent and put
no, we
even
don't,
a lieutenant.
No.
You can't even put them side by side.
We don't know the
No, I'm just giving an example.
The guy made a blanket statement, which is the ideology out there in the head of an average military person. An average military person believes he's above.
Okay, I think we will continue this particular conversation behind. So I could show you where it is all, because I'm actually reading it from the book. So let's go ahead with the program. There's a lot of messages coming here, and a lot of people are not even putting blames on Wike like that, but in a way putting blames on Wike. Now this one says, "Good afternoon, crew. In the absence of the rule of law, impunity will be the order of the day.
I agree.
For Wike is a reflection of your president. Birds of the same feather flock together. Lawlessness above the law, impunity in the same country. Wike will be arrested or he resigns. But in the gangster paradise country caused by your president, impunity is the order of the day." Excuse me. How can you insult an officer by the order of his boss? I don't blame Wike. This is the square pegs in round hole. Minister. The same is all his ministers around the president. A government above the law, compromising institutions for election gain, like cash and carry, INEC and judiciary, police and army pocketed. That is why we are this nightmare. It's a shame the worst of us is ruling the best of us. Truly, there was a country. Okay. I cannot read any more messages actually, because they are all saying the same thing.
You know what?
But wait, let's just put it as it is. Okay. Who do you think is at fault?
No.
Let's leave he came. He already came. He's already there. Right? He's already there. There's nothing he shouldn't have come. He's already there. He was already what's his name? Yerima was also there, but he wasn't the first person to actually stop Wike. He had to come in and step in to actually, stamp a face that you can't go. Now, who do you think should have stepped down? And well, he eventually stepped down after making a call, which, like you said, he should have done before even coming.
No, he did. He said so now that he had called already. And they said the issue will be settled, and you still went there.
He wants to enter.
You get. I'm telling you, I know how this guy thinks. We all know how he thinks. He likes show. He likes the show. He likes to be in the news. He likes to be the man. And look, a country that will move forward will place less emphasis on personality and put more emphasis on system and process. But we are in a country where we are more about personality, not about the process. Remember the day I came here and we showed a video where Governor Makinde increased the salary of the security men
yes,
on the spot, and I said, yes, it looks good for the hair, but that's not proper. Because can he do that for everybody?
That is
there must be a system that takes care of every issue by time. We should not put emphasis on human being. So what he had gone to do is to send message that I got there, I bullied the military man, I went in. That was, but he got a man who understand the rule of military. It says, obey your command. You're not a military man. He can't listen to you.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, is he supposed to be there? That's another case that you have trashed. But he's already there.
He obeys the last command.
Until the person takes it back. Nobody must go in. Nobody is nobody. The only person that you could probably stand down for is the commander-in-chief,
which is the president.
But you're a civilian. You can't bully the young man. But because he's used to it before now, he's used to bullying people down. And if you say did you even hear his personal assistant, his media person? Did you hear his interview on one of your stations? He was calling the guy a megad. Look, sometimes I ask myself, how did we get to this point? The quality of leadership in the country is dropping by the day.
Well, somebody says something. This is a message. I just had to read this one. It's quite funny. This one says, the Navy did not say when I'm talking, a police officer should not talk. He said, you can't shut me up. You are my junior. You can't shut me up.
No, he said both. When I'm talking to a policeman who is talking.
Yes. He actually said both. You can't shut me up. I think the shut me up is he was talking to and maybe another person.
No, I agree. You can. People think that if you have the loudest voice in the room, you are winning the competition.
No, not at all. Not at
I
all.
think the guys stood his ground, and I mean, a part of me liked it.
Why?
Yeah,
Why is everybody actually liking that
because
part?
he's on a wider what I want to use now. I think just thinking about it beyond the issue that there's somebody who can stand up to these bullies. People have been bullied every day. Do you know why many young people are revolting on the ground? We are being bullied every day. Let me give you a scenario. I don't know if you can give me like 2 minutes to explain the scenario.
Okay.
My previous office where I used to work before I left, we used to use an apartment. So we left the apartment and we had an issue with the landlord. So we went to the police station to go and report. Because my company is owned by a foreigner. I was the one they could know. So they sent me a text to say I'm being invited over to the police. So I also, like, Nigeria now. So I also called. I called somebody in Abuja that I know. But they said, when you get there, go and ask for the area commander. But when I drove into the place, I said, look, you know what? Let me even test the system. Let me test that things can work properly in this country. So I went to I don't know what to call it. Is it the reception or the counter, whatever, to say, okay, I got a text from this person, so I should come for an invite. You know, immediately I said that, they began to treat me like a criminal. No, I didn't mention the area commander. I didn't mention that. I just went there neutral. Like, somebody invited me to come and see you guys. Now I'm here. Don't stand behind. I stand behind the counter. I should move my belt. I said,
I don't understand.
I don't understand. So I kept quiet. The person went to call him. He saw me. He said, yeah, I should wait. That he wants to go and do something in Alakuko or somewhere. That, I mean, excuse me. I left my office to come attend to you. Gave me a time. 11 o'clock. This is already 11:30. He said, you wait till when? One time they were harassing me. Until I said, sorry, I want to see the area commander. They said, no, answer me. Thank God that they don't call my phone. And I called the person that I knew in Abuja. Who now called the area commander directly. Who now called the person. Now, they were now running up and down. Hey. And I said, so, that means the system can't work except you know somebody. It shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be. Look, in that Abuja, I doubt it. There are some places you cannot own a land. You cannot buy a land and build if you don't know somebody. Without the money you have. We need to be careful about this. We need to reset our system. This ignoring human being, you know who I am, it needs to stop.
It has to.
It needs to, unless you are going toward anarchy.
It has to, actually. It has to, because it means that the very common man have no place in Nigeria. So it has to actually stop. It's something we need to push for. Well, calls have been coming in. I said we're not picking calls. We're only receiving text messages. So you can see I've been reading out text messages and not picking calls. So please, you can send it. I know a lot of people were calling yesterday because of the same Wike story.
Yeah.
And I said I was going to pick calls today. Apologies, but please, we can only do messages because a lot of people want to, they want to vent. I'm sure they want to vent. Well, anyways, let's look at another story. I think we should get another story. Wow, some people, okay. We have some messages here. This one says, a senior police officer can shut a junior Navy up. Also, a senior Navy can shut a junior police up. It is about rank. Okay, the number is not going through. I wish I could join the conversation. Apologies, I already said we can pick messages. I know you really want to join, but we can't pick calls, rather we can read messages. Well, another one says Nigeria Armed Forces, Army and Navy and Air Force are equal and higher than police. Yet policeman has power to arrest any offender, provided the offender goes against the law of the land. I agree with you. I totally agree. Please, I have to be banging your calls. You can only send messages. You can only send messages.
No, it only shows that, look, we need to know the law. We are here. We're not even sure the hierarchy. We need to make this thing available to everybody out there.
I keep saying things. A lot of people just talk without reading. Some persons, you see some persons on the comment section, they don't even know. They just, I'm like, what? You have go. It's not about going through, they'll say I'm attacking the Gen Z. You don't blame them too.
You
Why?
blame the leaders, both in political offices and that. How many times have you seen leaders make reference to the law when they are talking? How many have you seen them make
But at
reference?
least they should know,
No,
so
I'm saying that
they can speak.
they should not look. People, there's the hunger for knowledge is not there because we can see that you can be somebody in Nigeria without knowing nothing, without knowing any. Just know a person, know somebody. No, that's true.
That's true.
Don't know anything, but only like what I was saying. You say you owe more way or more way.
Abi,
Yes, now that's
way.
all more way. It's not about what you know; it's about who you know.
Yeah.
So the motivation to want to know something, to want to read, is not that there. It's about who you know. Because who you know will pave the way for you.
Okay, all right. Let's move on to the next one. This one is kind of sweet, though. It's still low. I don't know. That lady has mind actually. This one.